So what does it take to finish the highest tier missions for the StuG IV?
Time to roll out.
So far, I've had some success with this. I've managed to finish 4. And I'm just going to stick with all. It's okay. It might be a slightly dangerous. It's not the same as, but we'll show you. Well, let's just show you the reverse order to actually accomplish them. So we're going to start with the one I got most recently. Using the StuG Panther 2. I have to score 4,000 damage in a single match. Doesn't sound too hard, right? Well, I've been trying to get it with the 105mm because I hadn't had the 128mm locked on this gun yet, and I just figured out that I just need a gun with more reliable damage. So I finally unlocked the 128, and I went out with StuG Panther 2. And this is the 4th mission in which I was in a position I felt to try and score the necessary damage. I'm hidden behind this bush. I'm far enough from the bush that I cannot see through it. Likewise, I cannot be seen through it. At first, I'm thinking, oh gosh, my heavy tank's going to push too far around this corner. This IS-3 comes around, sneak a shot into the side of his turret. One of our tanks has gone right around the corner and is now just getting ripped apart. Fortunately, this T-32 here realizes that there's too many, and he pulls back. That means that the enemy tanks are now going to push around the corner. Now they've killed the one guy who's silly enough to just charge around the corner and attack him. Target, big hit, track him. He's in trouble. There's another T-32 who's now alive and trying to help out the first one. But there's a lot of enemy tanks back there. It's 100. That auto-loading cannon can change the direction of battle very, very quickly. I want it gone. There it goes. Alright, switch targets. Let's see, who's going to be vulnerable next? Oh, the IS-3. There he goes, out of the fight. T-32 is very smartly fighting from hull-down positions. Target after target, rolling up where I can see it. I know there's a put a shot in. I think, though, it ends up hitting his turret and bounces off because he's not taking any damage when he pops back up again. It's okay. It's being very aggressive. As I can see it now, I'm able to put a shot into his lower plate. Don't like WZ. S3, end up hitting him at a funny angle, not doing any damage. Both T-32s there, still in their hull down position, still fighting. Putting a big hit to the IS-3 I bounced on earlier. You see other people are shooting at them as well. But that's done by me. IS-3's taking up my shot, the last shot into another IS-3. I'm sorry, into the WZ. Over here, T-32's taking a big hit, but I compliment them on holding the line. I'm going to rack a fairly astonishing damage to him. I really wish my damage to track was pretty much about just that occasion. But you saw, there was a lot of big hits in there. Now pushing forward with these surviving heavy tanks, blunted hits. Push along this side. There's one enemy heavy tank that was over here. It looks like it has retreated. There he is. He's fallen back to a new pull-down position. Back there. Basically what we just did over here. The question is, what's his back there? Still a good number of tanks left alive, even though we're about 6-4. This battle could still change direction very, very quickly. First thing just come in, just go straight into that T-32. Yes, no, not big T-32 does not fair, does not have fun doing direct assault. Besides that, tracking myself in a support role. It's original. Yeah, that's the cap circle. It's the counter road going off as it was obeyed. Trying to get stopped on the capture. Fire. Expose myself too much. it start engaging that. That city. Not interested. Still on the capture that he shot at. He's trying to fire position. Spotter. Go. Allowing to take shots. Here is normally a good spot for a light tank in the early battle. Here in the late battle, in the mid battle, it's actually not a bad place for tank destroyers. Spotted. The two very tough upper casemate with the gun lower hull is relatively soft and lower. Be careful when engaging. Yeah, move back up the same spot again. Oh, there's something. Locate over there. There we are. A couple things are spotted, but oh, you're about to. It just takes a big old chunk of hit right there. Reload. Think about it. Shot just in case he's still there. He's not. But I think I might have just hit that T-57 instead. 57. He's not feeling none too happy at the moment. Continue to hold him on. See, it looks like he's doing decisive damage. Starting to do some pressure. There's a bit of a mistake. I know. We looked carefully enough to make the scores pretty much. We're actually still pretty close to the show. Instead of incoming, we're trying to protect the battle tank. We've spotted the artillery, usually a good sign. Fire shot. Duck. Managed to duck it. It's okay, he's a lower tier artillery. I'm much rather shoot the higher tier artillery.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Down. We've seen artillery. Definitely feeling it's late game. Definitely getting way too aggressive. There's him. Yeah, miss him. Somebody take a hit from the side. Right Panther. The front. Something I have. Damage engine. A lot of my teams still on the points are reluctant to try attacking. Yeah, it's all those artillery right. We're sitting in the capsule. So I move out this way. I'm attacking. Blast it.
Permission to engage.
Shot in, hits the hardest, hits the gunman, bounces it off. Back away, so his feet.
Target released.
I should have been doing it at this point if we're running the hell away. Now I'm completely misjudging what this guy is up to. Pops up on my flank.
Bail out. This vehicle is had it.
Ultimately, this turns into a loss. This is Maniac Panther ends up, even though he doesn't do nearly as much damage as I did, because I did over 5,000 damage, he ends up rolling up my entire team and winning the match. On to the next replay. So, tier 8 game. I'm in my M41 Bulldog, and we're going to try and accomplish a light tank 15, which is to spot at least 4,000 damage on the enemy team. Bulldog, of course, although it's going to be nerfed on the very next patch, which is imminent, should be out almost any day now. Bulldog remains probably currently one of the preeminent scout tanks. It will actually remain a preeminent scout tank, even if it isn't quite as damaging in its new incarnation. Move up, get into the bush, get spotted by the enemy Bulldog going to do the exact same thing down the other side of this field. Yep, next in here, get moving, get moving. Do not be an easy target, do not be an easy target. Take a pot shots at guys, people as I retreat. But I see the enemy Bulldog has been pushed back, so once I'm pretty sure I'm on the radar, move back up into the spotting position to try and get my spot on, as I always say. Managed to light 3 targets in the base. The other thing's being lit up by the I don't even know what that is. 485 over there on the right. I can't see it very well on the current screen. It's alright. I'm just chilling here. I don't want to shoot because it'll reveal my position. And suddenly it's that Bulldog again. Yep, he is crossing the whole field. Lock onto him, he gets lit, put a shot into him, and now I'm just continue putting shots in though. He dives to get to the lowest place here where he can be below the main gun line. Realizing how dangerous that is for my team, I decided to take a risk and move straight in on him. Nice exchange of fire, and he gets killed by an ally who's trying to help me. Now I'm in danger. There's a lot of people shooting at me. I'm shooting back at the enemy because they desperately attempt to escape. Oof. Take a hit to my driver. Need to fix that immediately. Now I'm just doing my level best to zigzag around. Reduced to almost no health. But managed to effect a clean getaway. Getting more enemy tanks killed in the process. And once again, once I'm sure I'm no longer being spotted, even though at this point I'm a one-shot for anything on the team, turn right around and head right back out to the spotting bush. Try and help continue getting my 4,000 spotting damage. And yep, there's something for my team to shoot at immediately. Gets a little quiet for a little while. There's going to be targets popping up and down along here. I'm moving a little bit because I don't have a camo net, so it's not camouflage is any worse by moving around. Just try and get some spots in. Yep, team is picking stuff off. Light tank, spotting bush. Not very exciting. Spent some time doing philosophy. This T-29 is in a very frustrating position. He's in a spot where I can just see him, but it's very, very hard for people to sneak shots into him. Fortunately, most of my team has enough trigger discipline not to just pull the trigger when there's no chance of doing any damage. But they keep trying to flush a couple shots in reference to flush them. Yeah, I'm just sitting here, not shooting. Don't want to reveal myself. But I'm also watching my mini-map. You can see that the map in the northeastern corner is not going very well. Man, there's just not much happening here. The enemy team is not revealing itself at this point. Along here. Bored Bulldog. But, you know, I don't dare show myself either. Because at this point, my team can kill me. When I see a T-29 is moving up to take up position here, I say to myself, alright, well, we've just lost the northern flank. I'm going to disengage from here. I'm going to go and try and get some spots on the enemies coming off of the hill, because shortly there's probably going to be a whole bunch of them coming off of there. And I need all these people sitting here in base to do something about it. So I use speed and power of my Bulldog to quickly maneuver towards what I hope will be a good spotting position. Northern flank. You can see the northern flank just about gone. It's going to be up to me to try and spot things while people sitting in base can shoot them. Now, last tank on our team, a T-43, is trying a fairly desperate heroic rush. So I don't like that first push, so I pull back into these deeper pushes along here. T-43's got the attention of the bad guys along here, so I tell my team, hey, can someone shoot at this guy over here? Yeah, more spotting damage, more people striking at both these enemy tanks. T-43 is getting some spotting damage too, but that's irrelevant for the mission. It's how much spotting damage I get. And even though I might be able to fire here without being killed, I'm just not really interested, since this whole mission is all about trying to do spotting damage. So now they've killed the T-43, so I just sit here patiently in the bush. I know it's well that they're going to show back up, and yep, there's the Tiger II. The fire on him begins almost immediately. 34-3 shows up. He's got a little bit more health, so I tag him as well. Tell guys, hey, maybe you should shoot at the medium. Kill the Tiger II. Still tracking the medium tank off screen. There he is.
Ready to fire.
I'm pretty sure he's far enough away. I start engaging him. Because my team is clearly having a hard time getting in.
Target unlocked.
Yep, still not being spotted. I'm a little worried about the SU-122-44. I think about driving out of this position and getting out of here, but then say, no, you know what, I'll probably be fine. Go back in the bush. Oh, look, SU-122-44. Yep, been spotted. Need to run. Unfortunately, low health. Although this gun is not the most accurate.
We're dead for. Everyone get out.
However, even though the scores are pretty even, it turns out the enemy team has taken so much damage from my efforts that ultimately my team pulls this one out as a victory. Just a little sad. I myself did almost no damage, but I did get the necessary 4,000 spotting damage. Next match, SPG 15. So I'm in my T92. I only have 3 artillery in my garage. One is the utterly hilarious FV304, which is at least as much tank destroyer as artillery. There's the M41, because it was probably my favorite artillery in the American 3 to play on the grind to getting this, my third artillery, the T92, which I mostly got just because I like having a really big boomstick in my garage. This is not an easy artillery to play, but for the requirements I saw, I decided it was probably my best bet of my 3, because I need to do at least 2,000 damage in the match and come in as one of the top 3 experience earners on my team. Now, 2,000 damage is a very average match for the T92. So I wasn't too worried about getting that requirement. Becoming 3rd in XP on my team, though, I knew was going to be extremely difficult. But the other 2 artillery, well, the FV304 doesn't do a huge damage output. It just is sort of a continuous harassing artillery. And the M41, well, it's got the necessary chops to do 2,000 damage and come in high on the team, but
That was close.
yeah, it is inaccurate as the T92 is. Its huge splash radius, which yes, I'm using the 11.5 meter splash radius shells to try and accomplish this mission. As you saw, I just did over 800 damage to a single enemy heavy tank with my first shot. I have a harder time coming in high experience with that one, just because, well, I feel like it's less accurate than this one. I think the shell travel time is slower, and that's the difference. It's hard to get accurate shooting when the shell's in the air longer. So now I've spotted a Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. He's a delicious artillery target, seeing as he has no armor. He is, however, a fairly small target, and, well, you can see just how big the rectangle is here. But then I see there's 2 targets in close proximity. Take this.
That was close.
Boom! Over 1,000 damage to the Waffenträger. Do some damage to the enemy heavy tank as well. However, because my team has taken up fairly campy positions here along the northern ridge line, I'm just going to keep moving this way to help relocate away from the most endangered flank. Now, mind you, the enemy hasn't pushed over there yet, but there's not much over there to slow them down. So now, landing over here, the first thing was shooting the WZ again until I realized, oh right, and lots of damage to try and come in high in the experience until I can't get, because I don't want to get spotting damage in artillery. So instead of going for him, I decide to smite the heavy tank again and get another very successful hit. So at this point, I am definitely rocking just around 3,000 damage done for the battle so far. So I'm already well past the first requirement. Now there's finally been some contact on the eastern flank, and it was a Leo 1. Now Leopard 1 is another very soft-skinned target. And even though as a medium he's very quick and can be very difficult to hit, I'm hoping to be able to land a shot on him here. So I'm looking for signs of him popping up. There he is. He's popped up in the north, but I'm still in a reload cycle. And besides, by turning, I've just ruined all my aim time. There I am, loaded, nearly fully aimed when he vanishes. I could have fired blind, but once again, I'm trying to get sure damage in. I'm trying to chop in the top 3 XP earners on my team. There we go. That's the Leo. That's the shot I want. Just need him. Yep, the reverse direction.
That was close.
Boom. Big solid hit. Getting around 4,000 damage in the battle now. And a little replay thing right here. Yep, camera's not tracking my T92 for some reason, so I'm just going to drive off screen. La la la. After a few seconds of relocating here, I go back to artillery mode. I want to try and finish that Leopard off. But it looks like no one's going to push over there, so go for a different opportunity. Object 268, very powerful, very dangerous gun. Good frontal armor, actually, for a tier 10 tank destroyer. As you can see, people are having a time killing him. Well,
That was
I'm not
close.
having too much trouble here. Put a nice big shell into him. He's now crippled. And we go back to the funny replay book. Driving off into the sunset. Just insert, you know, music from your favorite Western movie in here. Alright, going back to artillery mode. Still more targets that need picking on. There's a high health. I think it's a VK4502B right here. Who is in an excellent hold down position and is clearly giving my team some trouble. But he's not moving very much. When there's artillery in play, not moving is a cardinal sin.
That was close.
Nice big hit right there. Unfortunately, here comes the artillery's worst nightmare. Yep. It's a light tank. He's on low health though, so I'm going to try and ram him to death. Yep, that didn't work. And
We're
boom.
done for. Everyone get out.
My team does finally react to the light tank. They come over and easily finish his low health butt off. But even though my team right now has a huge advantage in numbers, this is actually a defeat. Yep. I output over 5,000 damage. I did like 5,200 damage in this match. And the moment I died, my team stopped doing damage. And as a result, they lost. Because enemy kept picking off single tanks, one after the next, after the next. So as a result, I did not get honors in this one, because in order to get honors, I would have had to survive the battle. Still, mission's a mission. Final replay. Bet you weren't expecting to see a tier 4 tank to try and do medium tank 15. The medium tank 15's requirements are incredibly simple. I have to survive the battle for honors, and I have to kill 2 tank destroyers. Well, there's 6 enemy tank destroyers, and I'm in the silliest tier 4 ever. The Panzer III is a bit of an anomaly for the Germans. It does not have a very accurate set of guns, particularly when shooting on the move. It does, however, have an incredibly good top speed.
Time to roll
It's
out.
fairly heavy for a medium tank, and it's got good front armor. There's a few tier 5s in the enemy team. But I'm hunting the lightweight tank destroyers. I want to take on the Hetzers, the T-40s, the things that don't have as much armor on the sides and rear. So that this thing's a howitzer, because yes, I don't grab this thing with a howitzer. It's actually equipped as a scout and scout hunter. Just find them, flank them, and finish them off. So here I am, pretending I'm a scout. And finding enemy scouts.
Critical hit.
Yeah, howitzer, quite silly. Oh, I was spotted. Probably shouldn't go out while I'm spotted. Lord knows what sort of friends he's got. Someone doesn't like me here. Someone with a very big gun. So, oh, there's something we're shooting at. Go into aim mode. Aim all the way in. Put another hit into that guy. Put a shot into him. So only really is an SU-85 looking at me. And turn to try and escape. Oof, there goes half my hit points. Needed those. That's gonna be a lot harder to accomplish my mission. Hey, tank destroyer. Ah, okay, there's something else still back there that just shot me. Okay, so I didn't need these hit points, right? Right, yeah, sure, we're good, we're good. I don't want to stay here anymore, there's a lot of fire coming in. So I'm going to make a nice escape here. Come racing this way, I'm looking for tier 4 tank destroyers. And there is one, there's a T-40. He's about to be engaged by a Matilda. This looks like a great opportunity to sweep in, get a flank or rear shot, and just take him straight out of the match. Now he's all distracted, there's a Matilda shooting him, he's shooting at the Matilda, and Panzer's out. Surprise! Oh, that's a Matilda. Do not want it. My little howitzer is capable of damaging, but as you can see, it doesn't really do much damage to him because he's so heavily armored. And yes, I've done everything I can to make this tank can shoot accurately on the move. I'm still using the howitzer. This thing is not really noted for its accuracy, but now I'm just harassing this Matilda. While the friendly Matilda moves forward, the Matilda is actually using the 3.7-inch howitzer. Weirdly, it seems like a fair fight, but suddenly, I'm being attacked from behind. It's a T-80. From the back, this tank's quite vulnerable to me, but from the front, he's going to have a hard time penetrating my armor. On the other hand now, oof, he does reduce me to a final sliver of my health, but before his clip can reload, I get a final shot of HE in, but I've been reduced to 19 hit points. I've only killed one tank destroyer so far. I need to kill at least one more. Somehow. And that's an AT-2. That's the most heavily armored thing of tier 5. But he's looking at someone else, so we're going to try hitting him. Yeah, that didn't work. Fall back. Thinking about going somewhere else. Until I see the AT-15 decide that he is going to bum rush the StuG IV. That exposes him to attack from behind. I load the heat shells. And start trying to put the damage in. Check out how tough he is. I'm pretty high penetration shots. And anything on a very flat angle, and capable of damage. Boom! There it is. That's my second tank destroyer. I've successfully accomplished the first part of medium tank 15. I've killed 2 TDs. Now I just need to survive with 19 hit points. So I'm going to move up to the sniper paradise. Yeah, with a tank that's not exactly equipped as a sniper. Yay me. Even so, though, I'm quite pleased with myself. I know that I've accomplished enough of the mission that at least I'll get 4 commendations. And a female crew member. I'm really pleased. Besides, there's only a couple enemies left, but they're both very dangerous tank destroyers. One's the SU-85, who hurt me quite a bit earlier. The other one is a Hetzer on 3 kills. Not something to take lightly. We haven't seen either of them in quite some time. Oop. Well, someone just found one of them the hard way. I'm not doing very much at the moment. I'm just trying to find shots without exposing myself, because at the moment I'm an easy kill for pretty much anyone. Hell, I could kill myself by accident if I'm not careful driving around up here. Slip off a ledge, crash. Well, it's the only way to fail the secondary conditions. At least being killed, that means at least I was in position to try and do something. SU-85 is taken out from behind us. Now just the Hetzer left. And I say to myself, oh, screw it. Let's go play with the Hetzer. He turns on a dime, but I'm really fast. He's in an awkward position. I might be able to get around behind him. And from behind, even the HE shells on this thing can penetrate the Hetzer and do ridiculous amounts of damage for Tier 4. Oh, it's that Matilda again. He's playing kitty, kitty, kissy, kissy with the Hetzer around the rock. Okay. Hit him, do some track damage, duck away, he comes out to fight me, but he has to show his sign. Boom, Howitzer does its job. To get my third tank destroyer kill and honors for the final mission. I, of course, misspeak. There is one final mission to do, the Heavy Tank 15 mission. This one actually proved to be a little bit tricky. That's because I don't have any strongly armored high-tier heavy tanks, but after many tries, I finally pulled it off. So here it is, Heavy Tank Mission 15. So, I say I don't have any high tier heavy tanks, but I guess this almost qualifies. The mighty KV4. It's not an E75, it's not an E100, it's not a mouse, it's not one of the ones known for their ridiculous armor. The KV4 is probably the most heavily armored Tier 8 heavy tank. And we spawned here in Westfield. And we're going to go and head to the city in hopes of, well, just taking a beating, really. This thing's gun, although it's not a bad gun, don't get me wrong, this is actually a really nice gun, particularly for a Russian heavy tank. Most Russian heavy tanks are very derpy guns. This one actually has a reasonably accurate, reasonably fast aiming, good penetration, decent damage, 107mm gun. Check out how long that barrel is. But it's not a high DPM gun. It's the easiest way to actually pick up Heavy Tank 15, which is a combination of damage dealt plus damage blocked by armor plus damage actually taken, totaling 8,000 damage. So KV4 being KV4, the easiest way to get most of that is to let people blast you. So I'm going to head for the city where I can side scrape, which maximizes the KV4's ability to absorb damage, and hope things with really large high explosive shells don't show up and ruin my day, or that people aren't shooting my weak points with APCR. Because even though this tank is really heavily armored, with about 180mm armor on most of its surfaces, it does look invisible. Oh, and someone just tried to add to my heavy tank damage total. And luckily they missed. But of course, had that 2.7mm to track me there in the open, I probably would have not had a very good match. So now I've hit this corner right here, and I'm thinking, all right, I want to cross the street. And also, first I want to say I'm side scraping. I've tried side scraping here before, it doesn't work. So next trying to do is angle my armor. As I cross the street, I'm not showing anyone too many flat surfaces. Take a swing at the AT-15. Misses because Russian gun at long range. And now I'm basically where I want to be. There's actually a lane right here. I have to fight in my heavy tanks, and we're going to switch to external view here. Watch the duel. Hey, look at that. That's a KV4 down there. That guy does not have... He's not yet fully upgraded. He's got the stock turret. He's got the DT-25 122mm gun. This is not really a very fair contest. His gun can barely hurt me. My gun can still hit him. But as you can see, it's still sufficient to track me. I'm just punching holes in him. Not quite like he's completely helpless. If he can get angled properly, I'll find it very hard to damage him like that. Alright, just a hit me. Hit me. Help me out of my damage total. Oh, it's nice then. That I just missed. Yeah, that's alright. Be patient. His gun, just like the KV4's stock gun, is pretty capable of serious damage. Look, they shot off my track again. KV4. Angle my turret just a little bit to try and get hard in, but he hits me square. And my commander's hatch, as you can see there, and although it's a very strongly armored commander's hatch with 100mm of armor, it is flattered in one of the parts of my turret, and as a result, it can be penetrated. Now I'm just being patient. I'm waiting for a possible shot on target and actually damage. Not really getting it. Dink! Fella doesn't trying to shoot through the turret sides, but when they're angled at all, up. Got the attack shot off again. Moving my turret, trying to protect myself a little bit. Get loaded. Still waiting. That K4 is no longer showing me a good shot, so I'm refusing to shoot at him. Waiting until he shows me something worth shooting at. He's trying to fight with people in front of me. Plus, I'm being so politely ignored. Maybe a little closer, it'll make it a little easier for me to hit something. Get tracking him as I'm coming into position. Decide I don't really like that, so I'm going to use up my repair kit to get a better position where my front weak points aren't showing, and continue to wait for targets to reveal themselves. I really want to shoot that K4 somewhere, but nope, miss. Dunk. Can't hurt me. Continuing to side straight, get a good shot into that IS tank, who once again rips my tracks off. I have to bet these guys are getting a little bit annoyed with the fact they can't seem to do any damage. I really do hate coming to the city from that side of the field. It's so difficult to get past the point where these guys are stuck now. I'm getting a little bit bored. So I decided I'm going to roll forward. And surprise, there's another KV4 there. He's full enough. He's even fired a shot yet. He's been sitting back there waiting for someone to do exactly what I'm doing. Probably forward. Take a bit of a battering, but then he goes shot into him. See, the IS tank is thinking about making a break for it, but he's actually trapped there by both KV4s. So, we'll put you out of your misery and get our front of this wall to protect ourselves. So now it's KV4 versus KV4. We're both fully upgraded. He's got the hit point advantage, but he seems to have a hard time landing shots where they need to go. I decided to make it as hard as possible for him to hit points by rocking. It doesn't seem to matter. He gets a shot in there anyways, but that's okay because I'm just going to return it over. I'm just sitting here hoping I can force a bounce. Got one. Go for the side of his turret. Oh, nope, look just the right moment, and bouncing in off of him. This could take a while. Getting K4s in a face-to-face gun duel like this when they're properly angled. Oop, I managed to make him take a shot too long. I get an extra shot in, but of course it bounces off. Luckily, he also bounces off. He's running out of friends really quickly, though. It's no longer just him and me now. I've got an IS-6 and the Yagi coming in. IS-6 comes charging in and blows his tracks off. Because, you know, it's not up to penetrating K4 armor most days. Still trying to force him to shoot my stronger points of armor succeed. IS-6's slightly faster reload enables him to finish him off from his only vulnerable point of the original. He actually gives me a GG. And I'm actually going to take the time in a moment to give him a salute back. Because it actually was a pretty good fight. Very, very close. I really could not have told you if I was going to beat that KV4 and that quote-unquote fair fight we were having without the intervention of the IS-6. It was going to be awfully close to the end. Now, full health VK, 4502A up here. He's the last combat tank within a team. There's still an artillery out there somewhere. I'm quite mindful of this, which is why I'm approaching from behind these buildings. I'm going to try as close as possible. Before I engage, I'm going to try to use these buildings to protect me against potential artillery fire. I'm going to make it a little bit harder, but there he is. Bink! Inside. And hide against the house to make it harder for artillery to hit me. Really hoping for the kill shot right here, but boom! Already gets him just before I was going to pull the trigger. Well, cool. I'm going to linger here for a moment just to remain already safe. There's an ELC. He can go find the artillery. That'd be just fine if I get some damage in him. Cool. Alright, KV4. Mission, find and kill the artillery. Or just get some capture points. Oh, there goes the artillery. He's making a break for it. Fire shot. Pretty closer to hitting my own ELC than I do to the M40. ELC goes racing in. He's going to totally kick that Artie's butt, right? Because he's a scout and the Artie's an Artie, right? Right? Nope. ELC ends up ramming into the M40. M40 turns and just takes him straight out right before an artillery shell lands on his head. For a very amusing end to that battle. As it turned out, that was enough, just barely. I managed to pat. I got like around 8,100 total damage dealt, bounced, and taken for my final mission, which unlocked the StuG IV. And hopefully I'll have a good replay of the StuG IV to show you guys soon. Hope you all enjoyed watching these. Good games and good